feel like I'm about to fly away in this shirt. Literal like bat. Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I am reviewing Ellie Goulding's newest album that just came out today. It is her fourth album called Brightest Blue. And I am so excited about this album. I've listened to it and I've got a lot of thoughts. And to put it quite simply, old school Ellie Goulding is back and I could not be more thrilled. Her last album, Delirium, came out in 2015 and it was definitely more of a pop-focused album. It was more of like a radio play kind of album. And for me personally, as someone who was really a fan of early Ellie Goulding, especially, oh man, I always forget how to say this word. Halcyon, that sounds right. Yes, I loved that album, and Halcyon to Delirium there's definitely a lot of differences, and this album I was really excited because this was going to be kind of like the make or break for Ellie Goulding. Was she going to keep going down the pop path of Delirium, or was she going to take it back to old Ellie Goulding days? And I am happy to report she has taken it back to older Ellie Goulding days when it comes to the type of music, with a dash of Delirium. So this album has been very exciting for me to listen to, and I took a lot of notes on different tracks, and without further ado, I'm just gonna get straight into it or else I'm gonna be here forever. The first song on the album is called Start. Wow, great. And it starts with the sound of crowds cheering, and the whole track is about her starting over again. This is her establishing who she is, who Ellie is, not maybe what she was influenced to be. Musically, it is a beautiful song. You have strings involved, and there are a lot of strings throughout this whole album, which I love. And you have her beautiful layered vocals that she is, I would say, pretty known to do. Serpent with Feet is also on this track, and essentially the song builds to this beautiful point in the track, to the climax, where there's the lyric saying from both of them, "I'm moving on from you." And I think that is a beautiful way to start this album, because as you will find as I continue to talk about the rest of the tracks, this was Ellie really establishing that she is moving on from that phase of life and becoming her truest self, not only musically again, but also personally. The next song on the album is called Power, and it did come out in May, but I love this one because this album is split up into parts, and I will get into that as we go on. But this is a song from part one that I think has a lot of potential to do well on the radio, because it is like a good mixture, in my opinion, of old Ellie Goulding kind of vibe mixed in with the pop sort of collaborations that she's done as well. So I really enjoy Power. It is a song about an unhealthy relationship where it seems like the partner just cares about having power and not true love. The production of the song is beautiful and astounding. She always has such tight production on her songs without being too overbearing, so you still know what the song is about. And Ellie shows her layered vocals that she loves to do, and personally, I love it. How Deep is Too Deep is the next song, and whew, do I love it. It is good. It's another song about a relationship where clearly people aren't on the same page. And side note, I am happy she is happily married. You wouldn't know it by the sound of this album, but she is happily married. But this song is about a relationship where one person is just thinking it's gone too far, and it's just like too serious, and Ellie's like, how deep is too deep though? It's another example of a just beautifully produced song. Next we have a little instrumental piece, and there's a couple of these in this album, and this one is Cyan, and it is gorgeous sounding. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So many synths. Ellie Goulding and synths are like peanut butter and jelly. It is a combination that just works, and it is meant to be together. It's a beautiful intro into the next track, which is Love I'm Given. It was very apparent that this seemed like a pretty personal track. I'm actually just gonna read my note I wrote because I think how I put it down on my phone when I was listening to it describes it best. And that is definitely a personal track from Ellie. It's the turning point where she's looking in the mirror and realizing she's ready to make changes to better herself and be true to herself. And the result was she was feeling the love from others. It was different in a great way. The last minute of the song, the climax of it, is what I think will make all early Ellie Goulding fans just so satisfied and so happy. The climax is filled with all of the beautiful elements that makes me love Ellie Goulding. New Heights is another ballad that is, once again, just tender and beautiful. I could keep saying beautiful, but that's how I describe this music on this album. It's just beautifully written, beautifully produced. It's just like a dreamy, whimsical jam. And there are so many dreamy and whimsical songs on this album. And I cannot thank Ellie enough for giving us this whimsical album. Finally, it's been 8 years waiting for another dreamy, just complex but beautiful album that just suits her voice so well, and the ballads on here do just that. Ode to Myself is a continuation of New Heights. This is exactly what I wrote for Ode to Myself. I said, Ode to Myself, a continuation of New Heights, because why not continue a freaking beautiful song? That puts it best. And then this leads into another ballad, and that is Woman. And Woman is all about the struggles of being a woman in the music industry, lyrically. Musically, there's the strings, there is the vocals. It is amazing. And in general, at this point, as I was listening to the album, I start to realize this album is just really deep. And no, there weren't a ton of like happy love songs on it, which is where she's currently at in her life, but she more so, romance-wise, she writes a lot about, you know, maybe the struggles or ending of relationships, but her songs that are talking about her in the music business, her feeling love differently from others because she is treating herself better and she's more confident in being who she truly is, are really beautiful. And I love that she has really displayed just her great songwriting abilities. She's a great at figuring out and working with producers to create these like beautiful, whimsical tunes, but this album really displays how strong of a songwriter she can be too, which I definitely love having that brilliant reminder of that. Tides is a dance track, and it feels appropriate to have a good dance track on here because she does do EDM music beautifully, and especially after all of the ballads, it was nice to throw in a song like Tides just to kind of bring up the tempo a little bit again. Next is Wine Drunk, which is another intro. I love when there are intros to songs on albums, which is why I like listening to albums all the way through in the correct order. But Wine Drunk is just a very simple, tender, beautiful intro to Flux.
Hi, Shelby while editing. I'm an idiot, and Wine Drunk is not an intro into Flux. It is actually an intro into Bleach, so that is my bad. Do not know how I messed that up, but I'll quickly say my thoughts on Bleach. Bleach is about ridding oneself of a person, like in the most absolute way, hence Bleach. Out of the other ballads, it's a bit more simple production-wise, but still has all of the elements of her other tracks. Okay, sorry about that. Now I'm going to talk about Flux. Bye.
Flux came out a year ago, and it does not get enough love. It is a beautiful, beautiful ballad. Starts simple with her vocals and the piano, and as a lot of her songs do, it just builds into this wonderful climax that includes strings and her layered vocals. The song is about having trouble moving past old love, and it's a gorgeous, gorgeous ballad, and I feel like in this album is just going back to her roots of loving strings and more classical elements of music and having a lot of layered vocals, which with her voice is gorgeous because she does have a very unique tone and a unique singing voice. So all of it combined is just beautiful, and it's just gorgeous to listen to. After Flux, there is the title track, Brightest Blue. Brightest Blue is optimistic, it's hopeful. She has a beautiful choir that actually begins the song, and I love that there is a choir in addition to her own vocals. And I think it's a really good combination of the old and the new and just everything that is Ellie Goulding in her career so far. And it also is a beautiful name for the album. It's a beautiful album name. So I do really appreciate Brightest Blue, and I think it is a gorgeous song. So Brightest Blue is the end of part 1, and then it goes into the overture that gets us ready for part 2, which she says is the alter ego. Her alter ego is part 2. Her alter ego is the confident pop queen that she has definitely shown us through various singles and through Delirium. And it's who she likes to be sometimes and portrays, but has recognized that truly who she is as a person is not exactly that constant pop queen. But she does take this point in the album. I'm not going to talk about these individual tracks too much because these are tracks that have been released. They are tracks where she's done collaborations. She has a collaboration with Juice WRLD on there, which is, you know, really sad because he is no longer with us. But this part of the album shows the fun pop side of Ellie and shows how she really can write really good, very popular pop tracks, even though that is not what she naturally identifies with. It's a part of her and a side of her that she does like to explore and give the world. Of that last batch, the one I actually really like is what ends the album, and that is 16, because it reminds me of like Katy Perry's Teenage Dream, when she had the song Teenage Dream in the album, where it's just a fun song reminiscing about times when you were 16 and a teenager and you were carefree. And it's just a fun, up-tempo, just carefree track that's not too deep, but it's not meant to be. It's literally about a song about being 16, so it's not meant to be super deep. And it's just a fun way to end the album. Overall, I give Brightest Blue an A. I think that this quite possibly could be the best Ellie Goulding album so far. If not the best, I would make it a tie with this. And here we go again. How do I say it? Halcyon. There it is. Every single time I forget how to say it. But I would put this album right there with that one. I was smiling the whole time listening to this. I had so many thoughts running through my head, and I listen to a lot of different types of music, but she truly, I think, perfects whimsical, dreamy, deep music while also being able to throw in some great pop tracks that are more universally sound. But I love how just complex and how serious she takes the production of her songs. And one of my favorite things to do when listening to her music is re-listening to songs and looking out for different elements to pay attention to, because there are so many. I couldn't have asked for anything more from her. I was definitely ready for some true Ellie Goulding music that is 100% her and unique, and she definitely gave that in this album. So good job. Round of applause for you. I absolutely love it, and I'm sure many other people will love it too. Let me know in the comments your thoughts on this album, if you are enjoying it, what songs you like best, which ones you're excited about, or maybe if you like like Delirium, say maybe why this wasn't your favorite album of hers. I would love to have a discussion in the comments about this music and get to see where everyone is at and what people are thinking about this album. If you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, or if you like music-based content, go ahead and hit subscribe. Shelby Shuffle Mode is all about music, reviews, reactions, rankings, more than that, you name it. That's what this channel is about. So I would definitely appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and until next time, bye.